So the year that we start in is 855 PD. A raven flies over the continent of Wildemount, taking care to admire the glittering shores of the Maringost and the tropical lush lands just before the peaks of the Sirius Mountains. The jagged tops break way to the dawn of an early day, painting the lands beyond a fiery orange. It dips down and swipes its mighty wings across the boughs of trees, leaving a scattering of black feathers behind as it descends to the open plains and beyond. The sun rises ever still, and the beasts that prowl the lands of the Marrow Valley rise from their slumber in time with the various small villages the raven's wings do not take them to this day. It finds its perch on the bridge of a sleepy farming village, already stirring with life, and farmers gone by first morning's light to tend to their crops for the harvesting season. The locals here place decorations of twined hay and ribbon of all sorts of color as decoration for some sort of event, and the raven caws once more as a woman passes it by on the bridge, with her cloak pulled tightly to her frame. It takes to the sky once again, leaving the woman to her devices as it flies once more over the desolate inn and taverns of Felderwin, disappearing into the clouds beyond with one final crow. The gentle scraping noises of chairs being brought down from their hangings greet those who did not rise the night before in this tavern. Two figures lay passed out in drunken stupors on tables and floors, as the inn's owner rights the tavern with practiced ease. She kicks the foot of one whose upper body is slumped over her table and barks at him to rise, while she gently shakes the shoulder of the other who's barely seen peeking from underneath the rough but solid oak table. Up and at 'em, ladies and gents. Got travelin' to clean, and I ain't babysitting ya. Breakfast in 20, she says before carrying on with her setup. Already rough-looking patrons begin descending the upper floors of the inn, sleepy and hungry for good ale and food to start their day. Mug, you are the one on the ground that just had their shoulder shaken.
That fucking sounds like me. Motherfucker.
You know from the night before, the place that you had basically spent the night, slept in a drunken stupor in and drank the night before. This inn is called the Sleepy Broad. And the lady who just woke you up, her name is Glenda, I believe, right? That's what I did.
I don't fucking remember her name.
Yes, Glenda Whitlock. She's the owner of this tavern. She's a halfling woman with black curly hair and freckles, probably in her late century. She seems pretty nice to you, at least. She's going off to get food to make food for the rest of the tavern, so.
Motherfucker.
The other person that she woke up seemed to be an older gentleman. He seemed to have a rough night the night before.
Is he awake?
He's just barely waking up at this point.
Hey. Did we fight last night, or did I fight you last night, or no?
Fight? No.
Oh, that was cool. That was good of me. All right, go back to sleep. No, don't go back to sleep. She'll get mad. Don't go back to sleep. Wake up. Fuck.
He just kind of staggers off and walks out of the tavern.
I just sort of crawl my ass up onto a chair so I'm not under the fucking table anymore.
All right.
And then I guess I just sit and like shield my eyes and try and squint at all the people who are presumably coming down for breakfast.
That's up to... I'm not sure exactly what you guys would have wanted if you wanted to stay in this tavern or how you showed up here.
Oh, you're talking about me and Mugs?
Yes. I'm not sure if you would be coming down or not. So that's all up to you.
Actually, instead of coming down, Pyra will just be coming in from her morning workout, and
Ah, shit.
That means she will have 1, left Mugs down there to sleep down there all night. 2, walked by Mugs to do her morning exercise. And 3, came back expecting Mugs to still be passed out. Um, so she just so a 6'2" half orc lady with reddish gray skin and long ombre hair that starts black and then it sort of fades into like orangish red, like almost a fire towards the end. And you can swear it sort of glows towards the ends too, as it begins to flake off and flitter in the wind, like little embers. Hey, oh, dude, Mugs, you're up. Did not expect that. You had a lot to drink last night.
Oh my god, did you fucking work out already? You should have woken me up.
Yeah, I mean, you were pretty passed out.
No, you should have woken
Hey,
me up. It would have been
barkeep.
good for me.
Hey, I don't remember. Oh, fuck, I don't remember her name. Barkeep, can I get 2 breakfasts over here? He calls.
Breakfast in 20.
Oh, yeah, breakfast in 20. She just said that, but you weren't here because you went and worked out without me, which is fine. Like,
Oh, yeah,
that's
sorry.
fine. Because I was drunk, but I'm not drunk. I was sleeping because I was drunk, which you knew because you were there. And did you just leave me under the table? And that's fine, but like...
Well, last night when I tried to get you to come upstairs with me, you were really belligerent. You tried to punch me, and
That fucking sounds like...
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, cool. Well, yeah, did you have a good fucking workout?
I mean, it was okay. Mostly just jogged around the village a bit. Did some stretches and talked to my bird. And she
Right.
reaches up and squeaks. The bird on her
Fucking
shoulder. When she squeezes the bird, it makes a little squeaky noise, like a squeaky
squeaky
toy.
bird. Squeaky bird. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, cool. That's cool. Whatever. Yeah. Glad you had a good jog. Right. Cool.
Sorry for leaving you out here all night.
No, it's fine. I've slept in worse places, you know. It's cool. Could do with a fucking drink, but
dude, it's like, what time is it, damn?
It would probably be close to 8 o'clock or so at this point. 8 a.m.
Mugs, it's literally like 8 a.m. Actually, 8 a.m. About to be 8:01 in exactly 5 seconds.
Yikes. Why do you know that? That's disgusting. That's fucking... Not that you're disgusting. I'm just... I just feel like shit. And I wish it wasn't 5 seconds away from being 8:01 in the fucking morning right now. And I should have been up an hour ago, but I wasn't because I slept under a fucking table again. Great.
Yeah. I mean, next time I could just carry you upstairs. That would be kind of messed up, though, right?
I mean, next time I hope I'll just remember this and not be a fucking idiot. But that doesn't sound like me, does it? So we'll.
No, that does not sound like you.
We'll burn that bridge when we get there. And I just face plant into the table, fully intending to like take a power nap in the 15 minutes before breakfast is ready.
Pyra takes a seat next to her, like arms, just like sitting incorrectly in the chairs backwards. Her bird jumps from her head to land on land on Muggs' head and starts pecking at Muggs a little.
Fuck. Don't do that. I'm sleeping. I'm fucking sleeping.
While you guys are doing that, I would say that about this time, Mir, Robin, Eira, sorry. I think you guys
Eira.
would probably stay. Eira? Is it Eira? Okay.
Pyra.
Okay, my goodness. I don't do well with names. Very sorry.
Okay.
Anyways, I think you guys would have probably been staying in the same tavern. Tavern and inn. So if you wanted to come down and probably Robin and Eira?
I'm down with that.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So Eira would have probably gotten up stupidly early and is waiting for Robin to wake up.
And Robin, she wakes up. Okay, she does wake up. She wakes up at like the slightest hint of Eira being awake, which is kind of impressive considering how Eira kind of is. She's awake pretty quick. But she does lie there, on her back, eyes open.
Are we getting food?
I have to be miserable first.
Be miserable faster.
You can't speed misery. You can't rush it, Pyra. Okay, I'm done. She gets up. See, her entire demeanor just immediately goes bright. Do you have any money?
I have some.
Yes, so do I. We're rich. We're living large today. I'm gonna get some eggs. Are you getting eggs? Do you eat eggs? I feel like eggs would bother you.
Eggs are fine.
As she's saying this, she walks past Eira to the door and opens it for her.
Eira follows.
Just takes the steps down very, very quickly but noisily.
So
she lets Eira follow her.
So they would see very, I'm assuming Pyra and Muggs are down there also. They would see a very weird looking couple. They would see, I am a 5'6" human with like crazy curly long hair that's completely unkept. There are like twigs and leaves and shit sticking out of it. She has like an old, not well fitted leather armor and just like raggedy ass skirt, and she's got like just tan skin with like a fine layer of dirt on it. And the most noticeable thing about her is on her face, you can't see her face because she has a bird skull mask on it.
And I'm Robin, and I'm 3'3". I'm a goblin. I'm dressed in a tattered and frayed tunic, and I'm just as grubby as Eira is. I have these sharp, chewed-up fingernails and pale grey skin with dark freckles covering my entire body. I'm visibly underweight with gaunt features and sharp limbs. I could pass for a child of another race if I were to cover up my large protruding ears, but I seemingly haven't bothered with that today. One of them has a nick in the bottom right from the fight. And I have flecks of clearer, and I've done makeup, but it's kind of bad makeup where I've just taken charcoal and smeared it on my lips and over my eyes and left it there for a week. There's no evidence of having washed my face in that time.
Mood. Yeah, that's fair. So yes, this is the two people that you see come down. There's maybe one other person that comes down that isn't of this group. Just seems like an elderly man had stayed the night and is not staying for dinner. And Mir, would you also like to introduce your character, unless Pyra and Muggs want to interact with these two strangers?
Well, I want to, real quick, I want to turn to Pyra and say, wow, I was really, really sure that I was going to be the worst looking one in here this morning. Thank God. Thank God I was wrong. But really quiet. She says it really quiet.
You can roll a perception check if you'd like to see if you can hear.
I do, actually.
Oh, right. Okay, so I have to roll my portent dice. I'm gonna do that in chat, so that we have to do that every dawn.
Alrighty.
Come on,
That
Everett.
is a 22.
All right, Muggs, I want you to roll a sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand? Fuck.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. For being
If you
sarcastic?
For whispering
Alright.
it quiet enough to where they can't hear you.
Alright, okay. Hold on. Let me just roll this boy. So I want my tiny dice or my gay dice. I don't want to really start a fight. I was just sort of joking about starting a fight.
Yeah.
That's a 20 total.
It's kind of hard to hear, but you do catch the tail end of worst looking person here. Muttered
Pyra,
from this halfling's mouth.
Eira just sort of like turns her head to look towards the person who just said that, and just like in a what looks like a really unsettling stare.
Shit, I think I said that. Pyra, how loud did I fucking say that?
A lot louder than you probably should have.
Motherfucker.
Robin is probably oblivious unless they both.
Do you want to roll a perception check?
Yeah. How do I do that on the server?
You would do a exclamation point, and then you would do R, and then 1d20. It'd be.
All right.
And then with a 1d20 with a space between the R and the 1.
Like
Do
that?
it in the...
Oh, wrong.
Yeah.
It
Here?
should work.
I am.
Why is Avery not responding?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's because I was trying to use Carlbot real fast. Sorry, I'm trying to set it, fix its prefix thing. I don't know how though, because the command's not working.
Must we kick the Carlbot?
No, it's not that. It would be kicking Avery and then reinviting Avery, because I changed Avery's commands.
How dare! Nah, it's fine.
We might have to kick Avery and reinvite her though, because the command thing is not working.
Okay. Let me. How the hecky deck? Well, either way, let's see here. Yes, kick Avery.
Rip.
Sorry, I'll reinvite her.
Rest in peace, Avery.
Your rolls suck every time. We can also use on Roll20. You can type in the chat /roll and then do the 1d20.
Why isn't there just an invite button?
Oh, other way. Sorry, different slash.
Oh.
There you go, and you would add your modifier to perception for this roll.
Okay, so that would be 18.
18. You don't quite catch it. Muggs is a little too quiet for you to catch it entirely. You do know that they are whispering something, though.
Would she notice Eira staring?
Probably. But do I need to roll for that as well?
No, you would notice.
Okay, so she glances up at Eira and sort of follows her gaze. She knows that they were whispering, but she doesn't know what they said.
Mm-hmm.
She assumes it was something judgy because they look like a hot mess at the moment. So she does the only rational thing in that situation, and Well, I wouldn't go that far. She does the only rational thing she can in that situation. And she just waves at them, straight faced.
Oh, sorry, I'm not paying attention.
Bless
right now.
her.
I'm trying to fix that, right?
Oh, they must not have heard me because she's waving. Mugs waves back.
She sort of side glances at Eira and says, what's up? What's up?
They're rude.
Oh, yeah, I guess that happens sometimes.
Do you think they were actually waving at me? Or did I just do something really embarrassing where they were waving at, like, the bar lady and I just waved back? Do you think that's what I just fucking did? I think that's what I just fucking did.
He's also very loud.
Yeah, well, we can go soon. We're just gonna get some food first. It's a treat ourselves kind of day because we have the money to do that now. And I'm gonna get a big fucking snack before I leave this place. And I don't care if patrons are being rude because patron's gonna patron.
You guys noticed the halfling woman, Glenda? You guys have known her for a while. You've been staying in this town for a bit. She kind of sees you guys and she gives you a little bit of a tighter smile, mostly because she's not that big of a fan of Robin. But she seems delighted either way to see that you guys are awake. And she says, "Oh, breakfast will be up in a little bit. Just give me a moment."
And Robin responds by saying, "Fuck yes," and picking a table for them. One by the corner if she can, because she's mindful of the fact that Eira might want to be a little secluded.
Yeah, there's about 7 tables or so in this inn, this tavern inn / combo.
Can I
Mhm.
can I tell how many people are currently inside this room?
Besides Mug and Pyra, there's probably one other person. It doesn't look like there was a whole bunch. Most of them left already for the day. Some of them seem like maybe different travelers, that sort of thing. They just stopped for the day and didn't have time to eat for the morning.
Okay.
And I'd
Yes,
say... go ahead.
Sorry, she's just going to pick out a low traffic table for them to share.
Alright, that sounds good. I think about at this point, Mir would probably end up coming down as well.
Alrighty. So Mare is how tall did I decide she is? I didn't decide, so I'm gonna make it up on the fly. Sometimes I write these very meticulous things. Today's not that type of day though. So she's got light teal, almost seafoam blue-green skin. She's about 5'6". Sure, that's a number. She's got kind of messy, wavy hair. It's kind of deep blue, almost black. It's like pulled partially up into a ponytail, but if any of you have ever had long, messy hair, you know that unless you brush it before you put it in a ponytail, it looks like a mess. That's exactly what she did. It was not brushed before it was shoved up there. She's got very tall boots, pants. Her shirt is like this kind of billowy sleeved, fun poet shirt type thing. She's got kind of these bracers on, one of which has some knives on it. There's a couple of bracelets on the wrist. And she's got kind of this fitted waistcoat thing with the hood. It's kind of extravagant, very extra, and all kind of in blues and greens, and there's some like gold accents on there and shit. She just walks down from upstairs. She's also got a short sword at her side. And yeah, just kind of not looking too happy about it being in the morning. It'd be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the figure you see coming down. Now, water genasi.
Woo! Yep.
Muggs pokes Pyra and says, "Hey, she's hot."
Oh. Yeah. Pyra just kind of fidgets and looks up at her and kind of nods.
Like, I'm just saying, like, objectively. Like, I'm not trying to...
Yeah,
but,
no.
like,
she's
right?
hot.
Yeah.
Very hot, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with the knives, like, damn.
Yeah. Fucking love knives.
I'll go up to the bar, wherever there might be possibilities of food, and just kind of plop down and kind of just take a glance around, looking at who else is in there and surveying and existing.
Sure. So you see Glenda, she's finished up putting down all the chairs and stuff from the night before. And she is currently kind of busying herself by, she's not cooking the food. It looks like she has a couple of children that actually help her out. It looks like this guy in the back, with black curly hair, and he's a little bit buffer. It looks like he's the one doing, food run for now. And there's also a younger female little girl, and she's kind of running dishes around, kind of getting them clean and putting them back and handing them to her mom. And they're kind of setting up, you can see, kind of like a general meal. Some sort of warm gruel, maybe some pieces of bread and stuff like that. It's really not much. This place that you have all kind of stayed in today, it's an okay tavern and inn, but it's not one of the biggest ones you've seen in the area. But it was cheap enough. And it takes like about 5 minutes for that to be done. The people inside of the tavern, there's just, it looks like maybe one woman sitting there on her own. And that's about it in the tavern. Everybody else that you might have seen the night before has already left. Either they had other things to do, or were adventurers that just left.
And I just sort of like bring the bowl like under like the beak part of the mask and just sniff it before eating it.
Sure. It smells pretty good. It smells vaguely sweet. You're not sure what's exactly in it, but it looks like there might be some fresh berries in there. A lot of the produce that comes to this town is actually grown in Felderwin. So what's inside of there is probably some pretty nice grain. The soil outside here is pretty fertile, so the things that they grow and put into their food is actually very good.
I'm gonna be a little shit and lean over the table to take like a fingerful of Ira's food and steal it for absolutely no reason.
So you basically go to her table and take some of her food.
We're sitting at the same table.
Oh, you did? Okay, sorry. I thought you chose a different table.
We're friends. Ira's my friend. I just steal
God,
her food.
I'm sorry. I thought you said Pyra. Oh my goodness.
Oh, this is gonna be
That
fun.
would be so
Oh
funny.
god, that's not confusing at all.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be so much fun. Yeah, I just steal Ira's food for no reason. Because it'd be a little weird to steal Pyra's food. A little tempting though, tempting. She's pretty sure she'd get like snapped in half or something if she tried it though.
She will let it happen once.
Only.
Well, I'm gonna try it twice.
The second time, she just grabs her wrist.
She goes with the other wrist. She uses the other hand trying to get
You can roll a dex
even though
check.
she has like, even though she has her own ball.
You can roll a dex check and see if you can get the other hand in there. Contested dex check if you guys wanted to do that.
Sure. Why not? What's my dex? Oh, it's decent.
Oh yeah, I fixed Aberrate if you guys want to use Aberrate, by the way.
14 plus 3 is math. 17? Oh, 17.
Yep. Plus 3.
I got a 4.
No. Yeah, she gets her finger deep in your bowl of gruel.
Yeah, see, I'm just gonna be a real smug bastard about it.
Pyra,
Like,
sure.
I'm not even gonna try again. I'm just being smug about the fact that I did it twice.
Pyra's just staring.
Your
Look
stare
deep
doesn't
into the
work on
bird's
me.
skull eyes.
Your stare doesn't work on me, Eira. You've done it too much. It's lost its punch, Eira. It only works on other people. It doesn't work on me. So, just quit doing it.
Still doing
You're
it.
not gonna quit. You're not gonna quit doing it, are you? I swear I'm gonna put some rocks in the eye-shaped area of that stuff. I'm gonna cover it up with some leaves or something. And then maybe put some undergarments on it. Steal someone's undergarments and put it over the good mask. So you can't do that staring thing anymore. How do you feel about that?
Still staring.
She just sighs exaggeratedly. Just like, of course you do. It's just, and then she tries one last time to just steal the bowl. Even though she's not going to eat it, she just wants to have the thrill of it's the thrill of the hunt. She just tries to slide Ira's bowl to her side of the table.
Pyra's just gonna hold the bowl up.
Kisses. Ira's taller than her.
Yep.
By a little bit.
Just a little.
Just scoffs and sits back. Takes her bowl of gruel and eats it with exaggeratedly good manners. Because she doesn't want to piss off the owner of the bar too much. She probably likes her kids. She says, it's not proper to hold your bowl over your head like that, Eira. You have to set it on the table and use a fork and a spoon. And the fork goes in the fork hand and the spoon goes in the spoon hand. You're doing it wrong, Eira. Just criticizing Eira on her lack of table manners, even though she is the reason that she has to hold the bowl up at all.
That's very good. Sorry, the fork goes in the fork hand, spoon goes in the spoon hand. That's very good.
What about the knife?
That is definitely how that works.
The knife you use with your mouth, that's what you do.
You use knives for eating?
You just skewer
Yep,
it.
that's how you eat soup. That's how you eat gruel. With a knife.
Gruel with knife.
Precarious. I like it.
It's a balancing act.
If you don't eat your fucking gruel with a spoon, then you just have no balls. That's the rules.
What about a fork?
Fork? Who needs a fork for gruel? You use a knife and a knife only. The fork and the fork hand and the spoon hand are just there for decoration. You use your third knife hand in order to wield the knife.
That's mage hand.
That's what mage hand is for, gruel specifically.
It's not mage hand, it's gruel hand. Anyway.
Gruel
If you're not a coward, then you use someone else's hand for gruel.
You pay them 1 gold per hand.
Oh no, you cut off the hand.
Jesus.
And just eat the gruel.
Excellent.
Pyra is eating her gruel with her bird has migrated from the top of Mugs's head to the side of her bowl, and she is just pecking at Pyra's food. And as her bird is enjoying her food, Pyra is threatening Mugs to eat her food, or else Pyra will cool down her food on purpose.
That would be such a bitch move. Oh my god, like I slipped under the fucking table last night, man.
Yeah, and you needed some food in you.
I'm eating my fucking food. Just I want to savor it because it's so good, I guess.
If you don't like it, I can make it taste like anything, you know.
Oh god, fuck you.
And she casts prestidigitation over the gruel and makes it taste like bacon. See, told
Okay.
ya.
Is this really gonna taste?
She makes yeah. Go ahead.
It's gonna taste like bacon.
Just like bacon.
All right, Mugs takes a knife full and puts it in her mouth.
Jesus.
It tastes like bacon. That's just what prestidigitation does. It makes things taste. It can make things taste like stuff.
It does.
Tastes like bacon. Tastes like bacon. I don't. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. Bacon.
I can also make it taste like what do you want? Whiskey. You like whiskey, right?
I like yes. If it's alcohol, I like it.
Yeah, I don't think gruel whiskey would be good though.
Whiskey.
Bad texture.
Look, if it's not gonna get me drunk, then it's not worth it. But if I had whiskey right now, I would put it in the gruel. Just saying.
How quiet are they being?
Not fucking quiet. Mugs doesn't have a volume down switch.
Second. Okay. Can I discreetly try to get like the attention of somebody behind the bar and send a whiskey towards Mugs just for shits and giggles?
You are by the bar. You are already by the bar, so that wouldn't be too hard to do. I don't think I'm gonna make you roll to hide that necessarily, since it seems like they're involved in their conversation pretty heavily. So you flag down Glenda, and she just gives you a smirk, and she'll pour you one. You want a whiskey?
It'll be funny, trust me.
Let's say that's 4 silver for a whiskey.
Okay.
I'm gonna write that down on a note so I know later.
Gotta keep it consistent.
Consistent whiskey prices.
Yeah,
I'm very concerned about the whiskey economy in this game.
Yeah, the most important thing.
For
Let's
a
start
single
brewery.
whiskey, that's pretty spendy.
You know, it's fine.
Yeah, and so she'll pour that, and she will take it to the table for Mug. She Mugs, after you've said your phrase of not like whiskey, basically you have a whiskey magically appear from Glenda, the dark-haired half-elf woman, or half.
Pyra just
half.
went. It's
What?
8:05 in the morning. It's too
What?
early to drink.
It's not too early to drink, but why did you just hand me this? I'm very thankful. Don't get me wrong, please, for
Courtesy
sure.
of
But
the Genasi woman over there in the corner.
holy shit, Pyra, the hot girl bought me some whiskey.
I guess Genasi women have a thing for you, huh? She nudges her arm.
Apparently, fucking so. Mugs will
You're
turn
not very
around.
quiet. She kind of shouts over.
I can't help it. I slept under the fucking table last night. Do you want to come sit over here?
Why'd you have a bird? Sure. She'll walk over.
It's her bird.
This is my bird. Her name is Varaniki. It means dumpling. She is my bird. She is the best bird. Nice to meet you.
She's a very good bird. She's a good bird.
Can you say that name one more time? She looks very confused.
Varaniki. Yeah. Just call her Nikki. And then she just the bird repeats her name back, squeaks her name back at you.
Okay, that's cute. That works. She'll like scritch the bird's head.
Mug shoots her whiskey and then eats the rest of her gruel very fast before Pyra remembers that she was going to cool it down.
Pyra sighs when she sees her shoot the whiskey.
Look, hair of the dog, right? I'm hungover. I won't be hungover anymore.
You hear from across the bar from Glenda. She says, "Doesn't work, darling."
I have drunk more than you in my life. I know more than you about this.
She puts her hands on her hips.
Bar.
How old do you think I am?
How much do you think I've drunk?
I'd run a tavern, dear.
I was in the military.
Fair point.
Thank you. Carry on.
She seems a little miffed that you said carry on to her, but she's not going to say anything about it.
Muggs doesn't notice. She's very distracted by the situation at the table. Hi, what's your name?
Mare.
Mare. Cool. Nice name.
Nice to meet you. I'm Pyra, and she nudges Muggs again.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I'm Muggs.
Hello. Good to meet you guys. I've got a quick question.
Yeah?
Do you happen to know what town this is? I lost my map about 3 towns ago, and I'm not really sure where I'm at.
Yeah, we're in Felderwin. It's a little southeast of the dash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where were you coming?
The last time I remembered where my map was, I was in Frostwald. So
I mean,
she just kind of shrugged.
You've come a little ways. You've come some distance for sure.
I mean, Frostwald's not that far.
It's not that far, but it's still like more of a distance than one typically accidentally walks, you know?
Oh yeah, definitely. You don't just accidentally walk from Frostwald to Felderwin.
Exactly, right? It's a little so do you have are you on your way somewhere and you've got lost and ended up in Felderwin, or
nope.
You're just walking?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Nice. I don't know what else to say. That's cool. Have you seen anything cool on your walk?
She kind of thinks about it for a second. There's been some really weird birds.
Including that one, and
she points at Nikki.
So there's this weird bird, and then there's some motherfucker with a bird mask over there in the corner, and it's like, what the fuck?
She's not a weird bird.
Birds a common theme.
Normal bird.
Birds are apparently a fucking theme. I mean, Nikki's a great bird. Don't get me wrong. Nikki's fantastic. Nikki's like amazing, but lots of birds.
Yep. Robin at this point stands up on the table and shouts over. She's not a bird. She's just wearing a mask.
I didn't assume she was actually a bird. I just thought it was weird that she had a bird face on. I'm sorry.
It's a cool mask.
It's a cool, yeah, it's a good cool mask. You look very unsettling, which I think is what you're going for, so it's a compliment.
It's not
Thumbs
cool.
up.
It's from her dead mother. It's her dead mother's skull. She says. And she sits back down.
Like a cubone?
What the fuck is a cubone?
She just says it's not cool. It's the skull of her mother.
Huh.
And she sits back down.
Pyra does not seem to react other than just plugging her ears.
I wave.
No reaction.
I don't think they like us. I don't think they like. It's kind of weird that we're shouting at each other from across the bar.
Yeah, you see Glenda giving you all very pointed looks.
There's
I
like
wave at
two
Glenda.
other
She's
people
furiously
in this-
wiping up a bowl.
only two other people in the bar. It's fine. We're not offending anybody. It's fine. Does it look like we're offending anybody other than Glenda?
She
Well-
shouts, "Sorry, Glenda," from across the room and sits back down.
Is her only answer.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
But what you notice is the fact that that lady who had been sitting in the corner has left,
That's fair.
probably during your shouting match.
She probably had other things to get to. It wasn't even my fault.
And it seems like not normal patrons, but a couple of Crown's Guard come walking in for a cheap meal. It seems like.
Fucking swell. I just sort of face plant into my gruel a little bit.
And it seems like they're kind of local. They talk to Glenda for a moment, and they're just like, "Man, last night was hard." That poor
Relatable.
family. Oh, what
I
happened this
immediately
time?
starts eavesdropping.
Oh, I mean, you know how the murders have been going. It's every once in a while, but man, couldn't believe it. Oh dear, which family died this time? What was their names? Wasn't none of the Whitlocks, was it? No. It seemed like it was one of James's lads. Really? Aye. Well, I'll have to send condolences to him later. And the Crown's Guard, Glenda just gives one of them a pat on the hand when he reaches out for a bowl, and she basically just feeds them for free. And they just sit down with their gruel and begin chatting with each other. It's a halfling man and looks like a gnomish man as well.
Didn't know bitches got murdered in a town this small.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yup.
Yep. Muggs gets up and goes over there.
All
There
right.
she goes.
She's just a little bit drunk. Just a little, you know. She's feeling great. And she'll talk to the guy, the hat, you said one of them was a halfling?
Yes.
She'll talk to him in halfling. Is that the name of the language? Is
I
it just halfling?
I think so.
She'll talk to him how halflings talk to each other.
It's halfling, that's the language.
Okay.
It's
I
the same.
wasn't sure. We'll say, hey, sorry, I couldn't help it over here. Murder, huh?
He takes another bite of his gruel. Kind of gives you an eye for a minute, wondering why you're interrupting his food, but just gives a little bit of a nod. And he puts his spoon down, and because he doesn't eat his gruel with a knife, he's a coward. He says, Why did you? It was one of the Elderwin's, James Elderwin's sister.
Oh goodness. Is there any sort of collection being done for the family or anything?
We're doing what we can for them, but I mean, there's not a lot to spare on Felderwin.
Is there an address I could stop by to leave what I could?
Oh, they him and his husband, they work at where is it? They work at. Is it Baron's Baubles? No, it's not. Oh, I don't have it written in my notes. What the hell? Before me. Oh, I have it with that. Okay. It's the Drooping Daisy. He works there with his husband, Verulus.
All right. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Such a terrible thing to have. All right. I'll leave you gentlemen to your breakfast.
Thank you.
And she gets out of Kadaj and goes back to her table.
The
and
gnomish man
face
is
plants
kind of
into her
giving you
gruel again.
weird looks. He also had mentioned during that that it's a tavern. I have missed it in my notes completely because my eyes are stupid with words.
It's totally chill.
It is just another tavern. I wonder if I can switch you over to the Felderwin map because I made one. So the one that I have marked right now is the one you're currently staying in. That is the Sleepy Broad.
Cool.
The one, let's see if I can get a marker here. The one that he's talking about would be just across the way, right here.
Oh, convenient. All right, cool.
Very convenient.
Yeah, like I said, Muggs gets back to the table and face plants into her gruel again.
They kind of give you every once in a while weird looks, but they eventually just go into their own business since it seems they aren't that interested.
That's fair.
So, Muggs, did you learn anything interesting over there, or?
Oh no, I was just talking to him because he looked like. No, that was a lie. I'm sorry. Yeah, I did. I was just asking about the thing. That sounded sad, and I'm gonna go over and see the family and see what I can do.
Did they say what happened, or?
No, I wasn't really trying to sound like an asshole, so
Yeah, that's fair.
but I figure I can go and see what I can do. Maybe give him a few gold, help him out with expenses and things while that's going on. Isn't it weird how people murder people? Like, that's fucked up.
Oh yeah, so fucked up. Totally.
Just, Anyway.
Mira's just eating the gruel.
Is she eating it with her spoon in spoon hand, fork in fork hand, and knife in? She eating it? Please describe.
Only holding one utensil at a time because holding extra too much work. Probably not directly off of a knife. Because those are for stabbing and not for eating, and that's like a biohazard or something.
Just got a gruel specific knife that I eat my gruel off of.
Good, it's sanitary then.
Gruel knife.
Singular gruel knife.
Yep, it's just a spoon. She's using a spoon. She might steal the spoon. We'll see.
With a knife on the end.
Spoon knife.
Spife.
Oh god, in my Monday game we had knife, which was two knives, like tied together with some glass shards.
No. Knife.
Yep. Spoon knife. Anyways.
Knife. So, if you've just been walking places, where are you off to next, I guess? In the world?
It's a very good
Zone
question. I
area.
have not yet decided. I've just been kind of wandering around, and it's going great. Yeah. Wandering.
Huh,
I don't know.
cool.
Might as well.
Cool.
And you
Cool.
guys?
Yeah, I mean, we just came from Zadash. Just sort of seeing what's out there at the moment. Apparently what's out there is people are getting murdered in a tiny town in the middle of nowhere, but you know.
Yeah, small towns tend to have a lot of murder.
Really?
Know.
Are you
At least
is
from
that just a thing? Are you from a small town?
At least from the books I read growing up, like that book Riverdale, the book series Riverdale.
I think I might have read that one.
But no, I'm personally on my way to the Menagerie Coast. Got business to take care of.
What business do you have on the Menagerie Coast?
She shrugs and says, well, I'm looking for someone, looking,
That's
normal
fair.
adventurous stuff.
Can you repeat that? You cut out.
Oh, I said normal adventurous stuff.
That's fair. That's kind of where I come from in a very vague sense. An orange farm down there.
At one point, Robin leans over to Eira again and very quietly whispers, apparently there's a murderer in town.
I heard. Those are guards, right?
For your guys' backstory as well, just because you've been in the town for a little while, you would know about the murders that have been happening just a little bit. They're not as often, however, it seems like they're pretty gory. Recently, it seems like the Watchmaster of this town has been trying to curb it, but nothing has happened. He says he keeps on wanting to do things about it, has meetings at the hall and things, but it seems like there's an increase happening.
So she leans over and she says, sounds like there was another murder.
I heard. Those are guards over there, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a guy. I'm not gonna go talk to them because no, but yeah, those seem like guards. And it seems like there was another murder. We should probably be a bit concerned about the murderer that murders people.
Should we leave
Murderous thing.
Should we leave soon?
I mean, it's probably not gonna kill us here in the tavern. Well, that would be pretty. I guess it would be pretty good if that murderer did target us in the tavern because it's like a ton of people against one. So even if we died, we'd be like taking down this murderer. But yeah, shouldn't we? Yeah, maybe we should go somewhere soon to avoid being murdered by a murderer who murders people.
We've been in this town for a while. Longer than I'd like.
Yeah, and I've never been murdered before. I don't really want to try it out. I feel bad for the families, Far.
Do you want to do something?
Pardon?
Do you want to do something about it?
I mean, what could we do, realistically? Well, it would be pretty badass to track the murderer down and bring him to justice, but I mean, I don't know how we'd go about doing something like
I don't know how that
Yeah.
works either. But if you
I
want
mean,
to.
do we bait him with an innocent family? Do we pretend that we're like a wholesome family of good people and wait for him or her or them to come after us? How would we do that? Should you be my daughter?
You said
Should
this
I
town was filled with halflings?
Yes, most of them are halfling or of a shorter race. There is a mix, however, of human next, and then the rest are kind of various other races. Like half elf and things like that.
I guess we could pretend to be related. I could be your mum, and you could be my daughter, and we will say mother-daughter things to each other, and wait for the murderer to come. I guess we'd need a house because mothers and daughters tend to live in houses. I don't know where we'd get a house. I think they're expensive.
I don't like being in houses.
I've never been in a house before. No one's let me into a house.
Aw.
I don't really know what they're like other than the fact that they're walls, and I don't like being within walls.
You wanna go out soon? Go outside?
Yes, but I want food first. I'm still eating.
Well, eat faster. I'll eat it for you. And then she leans back and sort of looks towards the bar, where she knows that the bar owner's children are working. She's a bit concerned for them.
If you want,
Hmm?
we can investigate. You don't have to pose as bait.
I mean, wasn't doing anything else. Bill's day out. We investigate a murderer. Yeah. I mean, it's as good a day as any.
Someone should ask where the murder happened. I don't know what their knowledge was.
Okay. Well, you have the sparkling charisma of a rock, and I'm a goblin, so I'm probably not gonna go for the Crown's Guard. I'm not gonna ask them. I'll ask those people over there to ask the Crown's Guard for us, because we're just gonna get weird looks at Becca. We're gonna,
Like,
we're not gonna take as kindly to us asking those rude fuckers asking.
are you sure? They're very irritating.
I mean, what's a few more irritating people? You live with me.
And you're a lot, Robin.
Yeah. I mean, you're irritating too. Oh wait, shit! I can't say that about my daughter. That's shitty.
Hold on 1 second. Yes, I'm doing a D&D thing. Okay. I might have some later.
Ira's just like, again, just like kind of just tilts her head in the direction of the other table with the annoying. She does in her head the annoying bunch.
All right. I'll ask them. I'll ask one of them. Besides, they probably feel. I'm hoping that they feel a bit weird about whatever rude thing that they said, enough that they'll do it. And then maybe they'll atone a little bit. see if they'll feel awkward enough to go for it. Because I'm a goblin and a manipulator and a mother. I'm all of those things.
Sure.
She gets up and approaches the table with Mugs, Pyra, and Mare.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
And she's a bold little asshole. She just launches right to it. She just says, "Yo, do you want to do a favor for me?"
Maybe.
Favor?
Depends on the favor.
It's quick, it's easy, it's free.
Okay, now this sounds
This sounds a bit like a
bad.
pyramid scheme. Does this sound like a pyramid scheme to you guys?
Yeah, this sounds exactly like a pyramid scheme. Are you a snake oil salesman?
Is this? I don't want to do any pyramid schemes, man.
Not again. Nope.
Don't worry, I'm too stupid to know what a pyramid scheme is.
Yeah. So what's up?
Okay, I need you to ask the Crown's Guard where the murder happened, because my daughter and I are gonna go on a guild day and investigate the murderer.
The thing is, as soon as you say my daughter and I, Pyra immediately knows you're bullshitting. Because you're a goblin and she's a human.
I mean, you can
Two
roll
questions.
deception. Roll deception with disadvantage. I really want to see what you get. So roll twice and take the lowest.
Okay.
Just to see how convincing your lie is.
You're really funny.
Because, you know, you might think you are.
It's a 4.
Oh no, buddy!
What's your deception?
My deception, I think it was kind of high. What was my deception? +7.
It'd be whatever your charisma modifier is plus your proficiency.
So yeah, it's +7. So 11.
Nice. Well, it seems like she's pretty convinced. However, it's not that convincing. It would have to be higher roll.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? If this is too personal? You said that's your daughter. Is that like an adopted sort of situation or like freaky genetics? Because I just noticed she's so much taller than you.
And you're also a goblin.
I saw her from the cradle as a baby.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
That makes a lot more sense for sure. And
did you cut out?
You want us to go ask? You want us to ask where the Crown's Guard found, like, where the murder was?
Yeah.
Do you want to come with us? That'd be funnier.
Because my daughter learned all her social skills from me, and as you can see, I am who I am.
So you're too awkward to talk to the Crown.
I'm not too awkward, but it's that I'm a goblin, and she has. I can't say mean things about my own child, but you know, she spent the night before just
plenty
getting
of people say mean
off.
things about their own children.
Yeah, well, I'm a good parent, thank you very much. And my daughter, she's not a bad person, but she spent the entire night before getting drunk off her ass, so she's a little out of it.
Pyra looks at Mugs.
Oh, God, that's so fucking relatable. I also spent all last night getting drunk off my ass.
You two have so much in common.
That's crazy. We do,
right?
I was more asking, why do you want to know where the murder?
We want to investigate the murder for some mother-daughter bonding, as you do. Girls' night.
Oh, cool. Not to make it weird or anything, but we'd already sort of definitely already decided to do that. If you want to do that, you'd have, tag along with us, I guess.
I mean, we could always make it a race. Race you to it.
That seems
But the
incredibly
thing is-
inefficient.
Yeah, plus
That
we
seems
know
pretty
where it
and
is.
lost their sister.
Yeah, plus we know where it is and you don't.
Yeah, and you're not
Ultimately,
gonna ask the Crown's Guard about it, are you? 'Cause you're a goblin and your daughter doesn't have any social skills. So pretty much one option, I guess. I don't know why I'm being an asshole. It's because I'm a little bit hungover from committing to it. But
All right, fine. Just don't be mean to my daughter because she's very shy, and you'll hurt her feelings.
I'm gonna look over and
yeah,
wave. Come here.
I could tell. Shy.
Just shout for Ira to come over.
Don't yell at her. Be nice to her.
I'm trying.
She has good hearing.
Ira waits a whole 5 seconds, unsuddenly staring in that direction before she gets up and goes over.
Directly back.
Oh,
But she does she does have a very bad sense of smell, so if you stink, just don't stand by me, stand by her.
Ira.
Okay, so now I'm curious about that. What, is that because the bird mask is correlation smell?
Yeah. That's exactly why.
Okay.
Ira goes to stand
Alright.
behind Robin. For the record, how does everyone smell? I just gotta know, how does everyone smell? What's y'all's
better
scent?
than you.
Huh?
A lot better than you at this point, but
Yeah, no, that's
That's
valid.
them.
I just want to know. I need to paint the sensory.
Mare
Offer up your
probably does
smells,
not.
everyone. Go ahead.
Okay. Mare probably doesn't smell great, but she doesn't smell like shit.
Does she smell like water?
Sure.
Water, notorious for having a scent.
Ocean water does.
Ocean
Yeah,
water.
but you didn't
Very
say
true.
ocean water.
I mean, water has a somewhat weird smell.
She smells like sandalwood and sea breeze. There you
I
go.
mean,
I
my
hate
water
both of
smells like
those
lead.
smell.
Copycat.
Rip.
Yikes.
Mugs probably smells like alcohol.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
What's Pyra's?
well, Pyra's still kind of a. Well, Pyra has some. Pyra takes care of herself. She likes her style. She likes to smell good. So she has perfume she sprays on herself every day.
However, she
So
did
she's-
go jogging today.
Yeah, so she has not done it yet. So she smells. I don't know, smoky.
That's nice.
Okay. This is very important information that I needed to know. Okay. Yeah, I was just gonna stand ominously behind Robin.
Oh, jeez.
So,
Robin.
what's your name
Robin,
then, Robin? Cool.
My name is Robin Nightingale Fan Corvius Grimtorius. She says it with a completely straight face.
Oh,
Ira.
that's a cool kind of short name.
Mhm.
Robin, could you say yours again, please?
My name is Robin Robin Nightingale Fan Corvius Grimtorius.
Cool. You can call me Mom.
by Mugs? Like, is that a nickname that you gave yourself, or you really like Mugs?
She does, in fact, have 3 mugs tied to her belt, like 3 different tankards that are sort of. But she just sort of shrugs and she's like, "Well, no. I mean, yes, technically it is a nickname, but no, it's just what people call me."
But you do like Mugs.
I like what's in mugs.
Soup.
Not
Sometimes.
soup.
Alcoholic soup.
I don't like. I mean, I do like. I like soup a normal amount. That's not why I'm called Mugs, though. That's a whole. This is weird. I don't want to be talking about this with you. I've just met you.
Sorry for getting personal about your affinity for soup.
I'm too hungover for this.
Yeah, I can see that.
You can see that I'm hungover?
I mean...
Yeah, that's fair. I look like...
You smell like alcohol.
Of course I smell like alcohol. Of course I smell like alcohol.
Okay, I guess we're going to investigate a murder together. We're all girls here, aren't we? So it's still a girls' day. Girls' day out.
Girls' day out, right.
Yeah, you know, mani-pedis, investigating a murder, classic girls' day out.
What is a mani-pedi?
Classic.
I have no
I
idea.
mean, we can even braid each other's hair.
I think I lost my hairbrush the same time as the map, so probably not a good idea.
Don't touch me.
I mean...
You can buy another hairbrush, you know, like they sell hairbrushes. Those aren't like
yeah, they sell maps too.
You can purchase one of those with money.
You can use your fingers to brush your hair too. That's what I do.
I mean, you can, but it doesn't.
Long ass length, straight red hair. It doesn't tangle very easily.
Does it look? Why does your hair look better than mine right now?
Because I'm bored, obviously.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. Sorry for asking.
Was
Already going?
Yeah, so I apparently hold on. Are we going? Is that
gotta ask the crown guard first, otherwise we're just gonna walk around in circles.
No, you don't. I already talked to him.
Yeah, but did he say where it happened?
Well, he said who it was, and I intend to find that out by not pestering the crown's, because it comes off a little suspect, folks, not from around town, poking into murders in town by asking the crown's guard. I'm going to ask the people more directly related.
How is that
You
less
know where the-
suspicious?
How is that less suspicious than asking the crown guard? If anything,
Because I'm going to give them gold and they're not going to question.
I mean, they might. If anything, it's a little more weird because you're talking to this bereaved family. Hey, where did the gruesome murder of your beloved one happen? I just want to know for a reason.
Yeah.
Here's some money. Sorry, your lover died.
You're missing. It's not their mother. Were you even listening? Oh, I guess you weren't, because you weren't in that conversation.
No.
I know more than you.
God, Mug.
I know more than you, so.
I know, but hey.
All right. Would it settle you if one of us went to talk to the crown's guard?
Hell yes.
Okay. Hey, Pyra, you want to go talk to the crown's guard?
Yeah, sure, why not?
I did it the first time. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get my shit because I slept on the table.
You know, that's why your
And
hair
I'm gonna
looks
go
bad.
up to. Yeah, you're fucking right, isn't it? I have a hairbrush too. So Mugs goes up to her room.
We all have
But
hairbrushes. Nature's hairbrushes are the hands.
before you guys do that, what did you guys want Pyra to talk to the guards about? Sorry,
Where
I
it
was trying to
happened, I
Where
think.
Huh?
Where the murder
Where the
happened.
murder happened.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so she'll go up to the guards.
At this point, they've probably almost finished eating and are just kind of conversing together. And when you step up, Pyra, it's kind of the gnomish man. He seems like the more cheerful of the bunch. And he just looks up and he goes, "Oh, your hair is pretty."
She just gives him a smirk and says thanks. So me and my friends got to talking, and we heard that there have been a series of murders going around here in Felderwin. Is that true?
I suppose. You're one of the adventuring lots.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Look the
Um,
type.
so where did the last murder happen, if I can ask? Um, I
It's
know that might
public
be
knowledge.
sensitive
I don't see
information.
why not. Uh, I mean, it happened last night at Sunset Hall. Uh, we don't really know much about it. It's just, I mean, it's more like an animal attack at this point, but well, not really an animal attack. More like, well, what would you say? Kind of thrown around a bit. Yeah,
Huh.
pretty gruesome.
Did all the murders look like that?
Well, murder isn't that common in these parts, so
N- No, no. I mean, did all the bodies look like that afterwards? Beaten up like an animal attack.
yes. I mean, as much as murders go.
Um, were they all found in different areas? Same area?
Kind of all around.
Hmm. Okay.
But the most recent was at the Sunset Hall.
At the Sunset Hall. Sunset Hall. Okay.
The
Yeah.
locals
Sorry to
over there
bother you.
might know more than we, but
Okay.
we're still
Uh,
questioning, so don't mess with them.
yeah, we won't. Just we're just curious is all. She gives him a nod and says, yeah. Enjoy your day. Hopefully we don't cause too much trouble. And then
Also,
walks her way back.
if you're really willing to help, I know Watchmaster Marco has quite a bounty. If there's any adventurers willing to help. So far, the ones who haven't really done much of anything. So,
Watchmaster Marco, huh? Where would we find him?
he'd be at the hall.
Okay.
You'll probably
I
be able to
guess.
find him at City Hall itself, so. Or the guard
Mm,
station. One of the two. He flits between.
okay. Well, enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully we don't, cause too much trouble for you guys. And then she heads back to her table and goes back to petting her bird.
Yeah, and I think with that, they probably pick up their things. They kind of give you a little bit of a look like. They kind of seem like they're a little interested now that you've come to approach them, but they aren't gonna do anything. They're locals. They're just nosy. So they walk out of the tavern after paying and leave you to your things.
Uh, so
Robin
last
Robin waves goodbye to the kids before she goes. Well, the owner's children just wave.
The older of the two just gives you a smile, and the little girl waves really excitedly at you. She almost drops a dish while she's doing it, and gets kind of evil-eyed by Glenda.
So apparently the last murder happened at the Sunset Hall. The guards don't know much, but the locals who live around the Sunset Hall might. And Watchmaster Marco has a bounty on whatever the killer is.
Let's
Well,
go then.
yeah.
I was just gonna turn and just start walking.
And Robin's gonna just start a few paces in front of Eira and walk backwards, fall on her ass, and then get up and walk forward.
Valid. I'll leave a couple of gold on the table and head on after them.
Before you guys leave, Glenda just waves a hand and says, "Oi, if you don't pay for another night, I'm gonna have to take your keys."
Ira pauses, like feels around, and then grabs just like a random number of coins in her hands, and then just drops them on table.
She just begins counting. As long as you have 4 silver to give per room, that is all you need for the sleepy broad.
I don't know how. So
okay, so did you have your starting amount? Did you do anything?
No, I know how much she has. It's more of Ira doesn't know how much she grabbed.
Okay. I mean, you could probably fit like in gold, you'd be able to fit about like probably at least 10 coins.
Yeah, so she probably grabbed like 10 coins, and what kind of coin they were is up to you.
Sure. Let's take. I'm gonna roll a number generator and see how many you gave her.
Muggs is gonna, hurry back down the stairs, and actually she's gonna be very cleaned up. Like her hair is brushed and pulled back. She has completely changed her clothes to a fresh set. She is looking not hungover at all. Very fresh.
Eira, mark off 5 gold coins.
Okay.
Ira, you just gave us 5 gold coins.
Ira just keeps walking.
Ira, that's currency. Ira, we need that.
Keeps walking.
Glenda just pocketed it, thinking that you paid for a bunch of nights, so she's not gonna say anything.
Ira! Ira, no!
Pyra just slaps down a gold piece for her in Mug's room and then walks out.
Ira, alcohol!
I'll slap the coins down on the table for whatever breakfast room and a tip would be.
Breakfast room. Well, the breakfast is continental, so you had that provided.
Alright, I'll leave an extra 2 silver just because the math makes my life easier.
Sure. Yeah, a single night at the Sleepy Broad is a 4 silver endeavor. It's basically the cost of the whiskey you bought.
Yep.
That's why it's cheap. And you get gruel.
Robin just stares at the fact that Ira's just given her 5 pieces of gold. Sighs. Just says, okay, fuck it. We've given them 5 gold. That's just what we've done. It's our good deed of the day.
Basically, you have a room for about 2 days. Or not 2 days, sorry. 10 to 12 days. I can't do the math right now. With the gold that you purchased.
Listen, I'm playing Pyra, true to her character.
Bless her. But yeah, what would you guys like to do?
So we're the thing happened at the hall. Which hall?
Sunset Hall. If you were going to talk to the Watchmaster, he would be at the hall, at either the City Hall or the guard station. The guard station does have, going in and out of it, Crown's Guard and Regis Brand soldiers, just as a note. Most of you would know this.
So, Eira's gonna pause and then to Robin just go, "Where's Sunset Hall?"
It's in the complete opposite direction of where you're walking right now.
Turns around.
Should
Just
we
waits.
talk to the Should we talk to the watchman for the bounty? I mean, that person might have spicy details on this tragic murder.
Spicy details on this tragic murder.
That would be a good place to start.
So are you going to go to the hall to find Watchmaster Marco?
Yeah,
Find
fine.
spicy details.
So,
All right. So that would take you not too long. It's just kind of a jaunt across the street. The hall isn't too busy necessarily. A lot of the time, this area, it looks like people are putting up celebratory banners and things like that. You think there might be some sort of festival or yearly thing going on at some point. On the calendar, where is it? What date is it? It's the 3rd. That would be... Let me check my thingy thing, because I want to know what day it is again. Because tomorrow they will be celebrating... They'll be celebrating Harvest Close, which is basically a celebration of feasting and stuff like that. So lots of carnival activities, things like that. On the kind of western end of the hall is where you would find the city hall and the guard station. You're not exactly sure where the watchmaster is currently, since he kind of flits between areas. But you can ask around if you'd like.
Sure, I'll ask around. Just kind of waving down whomever. Hi, we're looking for Watchmaster Marco. Hi. Just
Oh, hello.
random anyone.
It's kind of this half elf looking woman in a pretty skirt, and she kind of gives you a soft smile, and she says, "Well, I'm not exactly sure. Give me a moment." And she kind of puts down the banner that she was kind of working on, messing with, and pulls aside another gentleman nearby and asks him a question. And he just kind of gives her a laugh, and she kind of looks exasperated and comes back and says, "Well, he wasn't very much help. From what I heard at least, he's probably at the guard station. I mean, I can't be certain. You know what? I'll go with you. Yeah, let's see. And she kind of like takes you guys along a little bit, and she kind of notices that you're kind of out of sorts people, but she seems pretty helpful. And she kind of pokes her head inside the the guard station herself. It looks like people are going in and out, and they're not necessarily all Crown's Guard or Regis Brand. Walks up to the front part of this kind of barracksy area and asks somebody at kind of a half-orc gentleman at the desk at the front, and he gives her a soft smile like they've known each other, and talk for about a moment, and he just points her in a different direction, and she nods and comes back to you and says, "All right, he's at the city hall. I need to get back to work, but that should answer your question, yes?"
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Anytime. Take
Robin
care
does
now.
a salute.
What was that?
Robin does like a salute.
She gives you a weary smile, just a little bit. The people of Felderwin aren't necessarily that happy with goblin folk in this area, unfortunately. And she quickly darts off back to the banner she had been working on.
Robin's used to it.
Alrighty,
Another
you
city
all.
The
hall.
city hall.
Alright.
People are really nice in small towns.
At least this one.
Yeah, they don't throw rocks at me.
It's because of all the crowns
Not
got.
much.
God, do people throw rocks at you sometimes?
I mean, yeah,
That sucks.
it happens. I throw them back.
That's good.
I
Not
like to
fucking
be
do that.
zesty. Well, yes, it's important in this day and age to be a zesty little shit.
Mhm.
Indeed.
Alright, well, you guys kind of appear at this hall. It seems like one of the larger buildings in the center, kind of the side center part of the hall. And at the front of this part, there is a kind of an accounting desk. There's a lobby that you'd be able to step into if you're entering the building. It doesn't seem like they're necessarily that busy, but there are a few people waiting in the waiting room. There is a half-elf man with mousy brown hair and freckles, kind of a little bit shorter looking, sat down at the desk writing a few things in a ledger.
Pyra will approach the mousy halfling guy. Excuse me, do you know where we can find the Watchmaster Marco?
He kind of blinks at you for a moment and then kind of jerks upright a little bit. Oh, Watchmaster Marco, he's talking with Starosta Thelnar right now. Let's see. He should be out any minute now if you want to take a seat at the front. Give him about 5 minutes. They just went in to talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
How the where is like the door? Like how far from the door would we be sitting? Like that where they'd be talking?
They're kind of past the front accounting desk, down a long corridor of doors.
Okay.
It's not exactly the biggest place, however, it seems like there's maybe past it, there's like an open archway, and then there's kind of a line of a hall, and then doors on a couple of sides, and then down the center hall is one singular door.
What was the Sarosa's name?
The Starosta's name is Thelnar Whisperthorn. I will write that in chat so you can have it.
Wow.
God, it's so hard to read letters.
I can spell. Yep, I forgot the H. That's why it looked weird.
But you guys wait about probably less than 5 minutes, probably even 3, and you hear a door open, and muttered conversation. That isn't quite that muttered. It seems a little bit heated still. And out comes a halfling man with graying brown hair with wiry, thick eyebrows, and he's a little bit portly. And beside him is a kind of taller, half-elf man with a gruff voice. And he's got his hands up in kind of like a defensive motion, and he says, "I'm working on it, I promise." And the Starosta just snarls, "Well, do it faster. People are dying, man." Go about your business. I have other things to attend to. And Theonor just shakes his head, and Marco just stands there exasperated as the Starosta enters back into his office, and the half-elf man gestures for a different person sitting in the waiting room to go after the Starosta. It seemed like they had been waiting to talk to him. Oh, and Watchmaster, these people here were here to see you. Marco kind of just looks up at you all, seeming a little bit confused.
Hi.
Greetings.
Hey, yeah, we're adventurers. You can probably tell by the way we're dressed. We were talking to some of your guards back at crap, what was the name of that tavern we ran?
It would have been
Sleepy
the
Broad.
Sleepy Broad.
Sleepy Broad. Back at the Sleepy Broad, and they mentioned that you might have information. Well, you'd be the one to talk to if there is information on the murders, and if people want, and about a reward if people wanted to help, because yeah, that's what we're here to do, or at least try to do at least.
There's a look of relief in his eye as you mention help with the murders, and he just sighs and just says, "Oh, perfect. This is great timing. Please come with me. I'll bring you to my office. We can discuss there." He kind of just gestures for you all to follow him and walks kind of the same direction that the Starosta did, except to a door on the left, the first door. And gestures for you all to enter.
I'll go in and take a look around.
Robin's gonna stand and take some of Ira's fabric, just like at her skirt, and just sort of tug, leading her daughter into the office.
And once you all enter, he kind of just closes the door behind him. The inside of this room is kind of sparsely decorated. There's kind of a one of those plants that really don't need much light in the corner, but he clearly has not been taking care of it. There's a mess of different ledgers and papers on the desk in the center. Kind of a faded oak desk with an open drawer just left that way. A singular painting on the wall of what seems to be Felderwin. It kind of is obvious by the rolling fields and such. And a couple of seats. Not enough for everybody, but at least 2. And he takes a seat behind the desk. Or actually, no, he does not sit. He kind of just looks like he's about to sit and then just keeps standing. All right, you're here about the murders?
Yes, I have no self-preservation. I'll do anything to stop this person, except for die.
That's what I like to hear. I mean, it's claimed at least 4 people in the last few weeks. What else? What else do you not... What do you know so far?
That they were probably some sort of animal attack. The locations were generally unrelated. They all happened around sundown. Yeah, that's about it.
I've heard that they were pretty gory and messed up. Yeah.
Well, most of that seems true, but recently we kind of didn't. We don't think it's an animal attack anymore. Actually, it's almost like knives or something. I'm really not sure. They're way too precise to be an animal attack.
So you're saying that someone's mutilating these people with knives?
We're not sure. It's hard to tell. There's so much blood and, well, things in pieces. He kind of gives a little bit of a grimace.
Does it look like that the victims were like struggling, or do you think that they just died quickly?
Oh no, they did not die quickly. There was too much blood for that.
Shit.
Yes, it's unfortunate. I've been here long enough to know a few of these people, and it's heartbreaking. But luckily,
How many? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask it. How many murders have there been?
Well, recently it's up to 5.
Okay.
Our recent victim was Estella
a
Brion.
list of names of the victims by any chance?
Do they have anything in common that you know about?
No, they just seem to be random people. The other few that we had originally came across, we don't know exactly who they were. They had been torn too much to pieces, but our recent victim was Estella Brion.
Estella Brion?
Yeah, I'll write it down. Hold on 1 second.
Alright. Cool.
Right, hell yeah.
Hey, I spelled it right this time. Might be a first.
She's the elder sister of James Elderwin, husband of Verilus Elderwin, who owns the Drooping Daisy. It's another one of the inns across from the Sleepy Broad.
Oh, okay.
I'll also type the other names here.
Do you have any theories besides animal attack or knives?
His face kind of darkens a little bit, and he gives a slow nod. And he says, "What do you know about blood hunters?"
What do we know about blood hunters?
You can make a history check.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm pretty good at those.
Let's make some fucking history checks, motherfucker.
I'm
No,
not good
a
at
single
those.
fucking thing.
I rolled a 3. What do I know?
I rolled a nat 1.
Oh, R.I.P. First nat 1 of the game.
I got a 6.
Oof, you know nothing, Mugs.
That's fair.
I
don't know much.
I got an 18.
That's pretty good.
7 plus 1.
Oh no.
It's an 8.
Oh. Unfortunately, I think Pyra's the only one that knows a little bit of blood hunters. So, Pyra, you're a pretty studious person, and you kind of came across not blood hunters exactly, but you know a little bit about them. I mean, they have an ability to manipulate their own blood. They can imbue objects that they have with their blood and make them magically enhanced. Usually this sort of murdering rampage isn't within their wheelhouse. However, there are some people that you have heard of going rogue. You're not quite sure if this would be something that would justify some sort of blood hunter murder or not. They're not wild beasts, but some of them can be quite dangerous.
Yeah, I know a bit about blood hunters. What do you know about blood hunters? She asks the
Well, we have suspect that it was possibly one. I mean, there was a witness in the area of the current murder in the Sunset Hall. They witnessed.
What did the witness see?
Well, they had noticed some sort of dark figure that had coated their blade in ice.
She sighs. It's always a dark figure, isn't it?
I mean, we weren't able to figure out their identity, of course, but they said their hair was dark. That was about as much as they could say. Unfortunately, that's the only good lead we have at the moment, and about as much that I know.
Were they like halfling height, and then she holds her hand up high?
No. Normal height. Fairly tall, as far as we know. Obviously, the features were covered, so there's really not much we could go off of on that.
Yeah,
Who was
that's
the
what
witness?
heads are good for.
Who was the witness? The witness?
Who was the witness?
Well, we can't always trust what she says, but at Pleasant Company there is a lady that runs the brothel there, named Madame Yolanda Keenfingers.
Matt, you spell that?
Well, what is it about her that makes her unreliable as a witness? Was she like super drunk?
He kind of gives you a deadpan look and just says, she runs a brothel. She tells
Is legal here?
I mean, so she sells broth. I don't care what people.
No. A brothel.
A broth. A soap maker's usually untrustworthy because that would kind of
This is
explain why
maybe
you
a
guys got
conversation
weird.
later. We can explain that later.
And pyramid schemes.
Yeah.
Put a pin in it.
That's on the list. Pyramid schemes, brothel. I get it. So slightly unreliable lady. But at least we have that to go off of.
Marco rubs his temples a little bit.
Can we get broth when we get there?
What was that?
Nope.
When we get there, we'll get some broth.
No.
I don't know what they serve there, but maybe they have broth of a certain kind.
Yeah.
But
no.
But
where were the other murders? Where did those happen?
In all the various districts. There was one down at the Lake Hall a couple of times. There was one or two in the Green Hall.
So multiples happened in the same areas.
Aye.
What kind of jobs do the victims have?
I mean, one of the ones down at the Lake Hall was a fisherman. The other one down by the Lake Hall was a part-time farmer. One of the ones in the Green Hall were an inn worker, of course.
So no one of import.
No,
not that they weren't important, just no one that. Okay.
No one rich.
And luckily, our crown's got a fine, untouched, which is a blessing from Paylor.
Maybe it's on purpose that it's not Crown's Guard or rich people. Maybe they're trying to pick off unimportant people.
Did these people have families?
Well, yeah, but people that only their families really will care. And I guess the entire town. Okay, never mind. That was a dumb theory.
Well, we're good for any theory. And he kind of ruffles around in his papers. and pulls out a flyer. It looks like there's a couple of them tossed around on his desk, and he looks like he's got a pretty scattered workplace and an even more flustered work style. And Marco hands probably Pyra, since she had been talking before, the flyer, which basically states that for the capture of this person or the murderer of these civilians, he and the starosta and lawmaster are offering in total for their capture 300 gold.
When? Can you remind me when the first murder happened?
The first murder? You both would probably know that it happened probably a month ago.
Does that coincide with anything? Eira, does that coincide with anything?
Does it coincide with anything?
Honestly, no. You can't
No.
think of a single thing that it coincides with.
And it all happens at sunset?
Yes. Mostly when it's darker or it seems like the people are asleep.
Where,
Later times.
I have an idea. We go outside and we take an outside nap, but we don't really actually nap. We fake an outside nap, and then it's a trap. It's a fake nap. It's a nap trap.
maybe.
And
First, where
Trap.
in Sunset Hall did the murder happen last night?
Well, it sounded like it happened. Well, it had happened outside of Pleasant Company, between. Sorry, I'm looking at the name of the one thing. Between Good Favor and Pleasant Company.
Are those inns?
Good Favor in the Sunset Hall is a gambling hall and eatery.
And Pleasant Company?
And Pleasant Company is the brothel.
I see.
It sells broth.
The broth ladle is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Quick side note. While this is all happening, I would like to be at the Watchmaster's desk and just trying to get any information off of anything on the desk. Any mail, like addresses. I'm just snooping as much as possible.
Sure, roll me a stealth check.
Stealth? Okay.
Yeah, see if you're noticed by the Watchmaster.
Okay, I rolled a 16, that's plus 10.
Oh yeah, he doesn't know fucking what hit him.
Okay.
Yeah, you're able to glean different reports of like the locations of where these people had been. Basically, a lot of these are like angry letters from the families, like how could you not be doing something, and like a lot of them are addressed to you lazy bum and like things like that. And
He's
there's
getting hate
also
mail.
yeah, there's a there's a mix of the flyers that he had shown you guys, as well as certain documents stating like kind of like coroner's reports and things like that. They're really not much of interest, and you don't really glean any addresses necessarily. This
Okay.
town doesn't really have road names.
That's so fair.
And if they did,
like
I
that.
didn't write any.
It'd be like that. Okay. I snooped.
You
Where's-
done it.
Where is the body now?
The family's currently deciding. They've collected what they could, and I mean, they're probably going to be cremating them. There's not much left.
Has the scene of the murder been cleaned?
Not necessarily, kind of just swept aside.
We're not gonna go to the murder scene, are we? She looks a bit grossed out at the prospect.
No answer.
I mean, it's the most direct source of information.
Fuck, we're gonna go to the murder scene, aren't we?
We can stop and get dirt.
We can what?
We can stop and get you some broth after.
Okay, I'm thirsty anyway. So it'll be good to stop at the bar. She just kind of grimaces. Groans a little. Oh, we're gonna go to the murder scene. It's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be so much blood.
Do you have any other
like a massacre.
What was that?
Do you have any other information?
Not at the moment. We're still working on it. I mean, there's not much we can do with the body. I mean, the family is grieving currently.
Do you think the family's gonna be like? Do they seem mad to you? Like, are they the kind of people when they're grieving? Are they like the kind that yell at you if you talk to them, or are they like chill grievers? They're just like crying.
The
Get
elder
along with
ones
you, or do they?
are a very kind family. I've known them for a few years. They're very decent folk, and I'm sure they're mourning quite sadly today.
So
Where
they're
are
not angry mourning. They're not gonna yell at us.
No, I don't think they would.
Not that we'd be
Okay, I mean, yeah, I mean that'd be fair, but it wouldn't be very pleasant. It'd be just for the sake of having your heads up. Murder investigations are just a little bit intense. Little bit.
Where are they?
Just
In the Green Hall, they'd be across from the Sleepy Broad. They work and live at the Drooping Daisy. It's that tavern across the way.
Alrighty. Anything else?
Nope. I mean, the only information I can give you is that Madame Mulan Yola had the first-hand account, and I mean, the family might not have any information. I don't know if I'd suggest talking to them, but I mean, if you do, you can do so lightly. They might be able to give you some info. I'm not sure. Didn't want to keep them long today.
Let's go.
Do you want to
And
go
as
to...
you guys are about to exit the door, he stops you for a moment as you're trying to leave and just says, "And by the way, if you don't apprehend the murderer, but end up killing them instead, I'll triple your reward."
I like that plan. Kill a motherfucker. Let's go.
900 gold pieces.
Holy shit, we're gonna kill a person? Okay.
You don't have to kill a person. Somebody else can kill a person.
They are dangerous folk.
We collectively will to a person being in the world.
Okay. Yeah, one of you can do the killing if it comes to that. One of you guys.
Thing, aren't
you? I don't like to murder people. Okay. It's not.
Fair. I mean, okay.
I mean, I'll wait I'll eat dirt. I'm not squeamish about dirt, but murdering people, it is psychologically a little bit, it's a little bit psychological. Am I using the word psychological right? I'm not a wordologist.
You won't have to kill anyone, don't worry.
It'll be
Robin.
fine.
Where's the brothel?
Oh, that's a place where you go to have sex.
Okay.
It's like the first time you've seen Ira like move her like face, because you can only see like the bottom half. You can, like, see her mouth. It's like she like grimaces and just laid on.
But do you know what a pyramid scheme is?
He kind of ushers you guys out of his office and closes the door.
As we walk,
Fair
I
enough.
will explain what a pyramid scheme is. So you first get somebody to do something on the premise that they will also get somebody to do the same thing, and then it goes on forever.
That sounds like a relationship.
Mira looks very concerned.
Robin just has this eating grin.
When goblin relationships are pyramid schemes.
So, you guys are making your way to the Sunset Hall to, basically, pleasant company.
Yep.
The way there is pretty desolate. There's a couple people hanging around, but it seems like they're a bit skittish after what happened, kind of muttering to each other. And you kind of know which place this is because it's kind of a little bit gaudy. A couple stories big. It's probably one of the bigger areas in this place. This would be where it is. It's not very far from Hall.
Given,
I
was I say, given that Ira has such a high passive perception, she's going to, like, when they're like a block away, she could probably smell A, the brothel, and B, the crime scene.
I mean, you'd definitely be able to smell the tang of old blood in the air and some pretty nasty smell of guts. I mean, it seems like it's better than what it probably could have been, but it's pretty gross.
Yeah. Like, from a block away, she just immediately, like, hand goes underneath the mask to cover her nose.
Alright, but you kind of see this place. It's a little gaudy looking, and as it comes into view, there's a bit of a darker streak on the ground. It looks like there's kind of a mess in the dirt there, and it doesn't look like many people are hanging around the brothel at this time, especially not early evening, because about this time is probably about noon to 2 o'clock.
And I try and find clues.
Sure, roll me an investigation check to see what you find in this area.
Oh, can't be perception now? Okay.
Right now.
Well, it includes your wisdom, so.
Huh?
Well, it includes your wisdom modifier. You might be good at it.
Investigation is intelligence.
Yeah, sorry, God, my brain. It's been a day. Yeah, I mean,
That it has been.
to investigate what it is, you can see what you can see if you want to do a perception check.
I'm going to sense what I can sense.
Your investigation would be to determine what these clues are, basically.
Okay. I didn't roll high. I got a 14.
Okay, and that was with perception or intelligence?
Perception.
Okay. So basically what you see is probably what most people would see. You see kind of a streak in the dirt, not at the front door of the estate, but it is somewhere near the back. There are a few chunks of what you assume to be flesh or organ around. Looks like people had tried to clean it up, but kind of, half-assed it because it was disgusting. And there's a few claw marks that you can see, which you would assume to be claw marks or grooves on the side of the building. But that's about all you can see here. Even with an investigation check, there's not much to find.
And I'm gonna like put my hand over like where the claw marks are, and can I try and figure out what made it? Like what kind of animal, if it was an animal, or what like the closest animal it could have been?
Sure, roll a history check.
Living nature.
Sure. Yeah, actually, that would be better.
Ooh, 21.
Well, what is it for this? I mean, from your perspective, it does seem animal-like. However, the force behind it left deep grooves into this wall. Something that you don't think a normal animal would be able to do.
How big is it?
Like your hand spread apart, fingers splayed, that's about how far and wide apart these claw marks are, if not a little bigger.
Okay, and like they're just like a little bit thicker than like my nails would be?
Oh yes, yeah. They would probably be the size of your finger, thick-wise. Width, anyways.
Okay. Someone died.
Hello?
Oh?
Mugs died.
Oh no! PK, your connection. Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
Mugs.
Oh, PK had to go.
No.
R.I.P. PK. Alright, well. Mugs will T-pose in the background for now.
It'd be like that.
Oh.
Alright, okay. Who am I? I think that's
What'd you like
most of what I could glean from my druid CSI.
to do? Detect animal. Non-detected.
Just kind of looking around the area, are there any places that would be easy to hide? Like, is there a ominous root cellar or a balcony or somewhere that it could, like, be accessed suddenly? Surprise? English is hard.
It's okay. You can roll a perception check to see if you find anything.
Perception.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a natural 1 plus 6, so 7!
Oh. See, buildings are weird.
That's a mood.
You know, there's a lot of doors in buildings. You see a lot of doors. Not much going in or out of them,
weird.
though.
Yeah, that's a very weird place to have a closet. Why would they have a closet? Stuck on the closet.
Excuse me.
Robin just looks kind of, stands near Eira, honestly, a little closer than she necessarily has to, looking a bit disgusted by the scene, a little bit, just like a little pale. She's looking for like, she's just trying to see what she can see, but also was a bit grossed out by looking too close.
Do you want to go talk to the brothel woman?
Yeah, she'd like to talk to the brothel woman because it's better to be in a sex building than a murder building. But she looks up at Eira and asks, what her theories are at this point? Like, what are your theories at this point? Do you know things about claws?
I don't think an animal did this, and the claw marks are almost the size of my hand. I think someone with very sharp claws did this with hands like mine.
Those are some really strong nails. Last time I scratched my nail on something, it broke off. What is
Someone
how's it
with,
get?
it's someone with sharp claws and ice, apparently. Huh. That's interesting.
Why would you do that? Okay. It's a brothel
So
lady, I guess.
it
Or
feels like a person went feral, not an animal.
That's not concerning at all.
Also, I'm gonna amend myself and say that the thing when I said ice, I meant fire. Apologies. My brain did a screw up. It didn't
Uh,
oopsie.
It'd be like that.
Reverse. But yeah, you're going into the brothel?
Ira is going to wait outside.
Okay. I assume Pyra will also go in?
Yeah, Pyra will go in.
Okay.
Robin will shout very loudly if you need me to Ira and then go in with them.
Oh, bless her.
Mare will follow.
Bless. Alright, so what you guys are greeted with is kind of an explosion of dark woods and pretty shiny floors and nicely hung tapestries and things. It looks pretty quiet. There's not a lot of people in this area. It opens up into a larger area, and there's kind of a main staircase that goes from two sides and then up to upper floors. That have a kind of a banister so you can see up to the top floors, and then different rooms for, you assume, leisure time for the occupants of this place. However, it seems that the occupants here are kind of just sitting around. They're enjoying conversation with each other. But when you open the door and step in and notice them, they all kind of quiet down a little bit. And a person particular strikes your fancy or notice. Where's her? Oh, did I not write that? I didn't. What the hecky? Well, she's a halfling now. Why didn't I write her race down? What the? Sorry.
You're good.
I thought I wrote that down. Oh, I did the other ones. It's kind of a halfling woman. I mean, it's a trend in this city. It's mostly a halfling village. She's kind of this matronly looking woman, but she's wearing lots of different patterns and scarves and things. Kind of reddish colored hair pulled tightly in a bun with different little jewels and things dotted around in her hair, and she's smoking one of those long stiletto kind of cigarettes, and stops mid-drag to stare at you all for a moment before cracking a grin. Oh, welcome to pleasant company. What brings you here, mighty adventurers?
Yeah. Can we want to discuss what happened at the Sunset Hall the other day? Um, could we maybe go to your office or something?
Her face kind of falls a little bit, and she puts her hand on her cheek in kind of that, like, oh dearie me way. And just says, oh, of course. I mean, I did talk to a few people today, but I'm willing to talk as well. Gentlemen, ladies, others. And she kind of, like, nods her head a little bit to her other staff that are just kind of lounging at the moment or talking with each other, and gestures for you all to follow her to an area at the kind of base of the staircase that seems to lead underneath it a little bit. There's a nice doorway and a nice dark oak with a brass knob, and she opens it and leads you all into a kind of smaller, cozy looking study area with plush leather chairs and kind of a cozy atmosphere. Once again, not enough chairs for you all. Actually, maybe at this point there would be, since there's at least one person outside.
Can I sit on a chair? This is in character. She's asking permission to sit on one of the chairs.
Oh, of course.
She gets onto the chair and perches on it like a bird.
She seems a little bit put off by it, but she's hiding it with a smile.
If whatever you witnessed was super traumatic, you don't really have to push yourself to talk about it that hard, but we're trying to find the killer.
Oh,
actually, yeah. Since you were the witness,
are you okay?
There's something so I can sort of get a copy of your memory if you would let me cast 2 spells and ask you a question.
Madame Yolanda kind of blinks wide-eyed at you and just says, "Oh, I guess so. That seems very strange. You're not going to tamper with my memories, are you?"
No, I'm not going to. This will just make a copy. 1 second. Pyra casts Detect Thoughts real fast and concentrates it on Madame Yola. And then she as she asks this question, so can you tell me what happened the night of the other night and the night of the murder? And then she'll after she asks that question, she'll cast Encode Thoughts, and a silvery wisp, a silvery strand of memory will start to pull out of Madame Yola's temple.
All right.
As she remembers what happens.
And as Yola kind of seems a little bit put off about what you're doing and kind of skittish, she starts, "Well, it was just a normal night, you know, my retinue of workers were here entertaining guests. And, you know, I heard the strangest noise outside, weird scraping. I had come out to have my drag of my cigarette, and, oh dear, it was quite nasty. Some screaming and well, it was really hard to see. I don't necessarily have the best vision, but I didn't tell this to the other people. Mostly because I thought they'd make me crazy, or sound me crazy. The Watchmaster thought I was, but there was 3 people, not just the lady, the poor lady that died. There was something else, another creature, and he tried to spin it off as a nasty murder from whatever. It looked like a tiger, like a person tiger. I don't know exactly what it was, but I mean, you could see the orange of the fur a mile away. Definitely wasn't dark enough for that. Now the other figure. I mean, I could see a head of black hair, of course. I mean, that was noticeable. I mean, nothing really else. A dark cloak. I mean, they set their blade afire. That was interesting. I mean, and they scuffled with the strange tiger person, and ultimately they both ran away. I wasn't able to catch the stranger, and the stranger didn't seem to be happy that the person that Estella died. I mean, they seemed pretty worked up about it. They didn't want to stick around long, but they didn't hurt me, at least. Pyra, are you able to read the thought entirely as
she's able to, if she casts and code thoughts on it again, she'll be able to view it, read it like it was,
Okay.
a memory that's playing it
So
before.
what you see is pretty much close to fully dark in this city. There is almost absolutely no light in this area, especially because of the location it's in. And you notice that this woman is cowering. She kind of tries to run, and this tiger creature is basically claws at her, tearing her apart almost, and it's quite gruesome to watch, even third party. And you notice this other figure in a dark kind of cloak, dark hair, yell out, drag their sword across their arm, and basically try to attack this creature. They don't do very well, the person. They seem to get pretty tore up. And they eventually flee after catching the tiger creature once, and both of them flee. It's a very strange encounter.
As soon as the guy with dark hair appears, can Pyra make like an investigation check to look for like fine details, anything she can use to try and ID the guy, like just something different, something that stands out about him aside from black hair and
Sure. Roll an investigation check.
Sweet. So that's an 11 plus 8. That will be 19.
You don't catch any facial features or eye color. You notice that their skin is a little bit paler, on the pale side. But you do notice that they're not a man. Their stature is somewhat feminine. And their cry before had been a lot of a higher pitch. Their ears also were quite pointed.
Okay. Half elf or half elf woman then. Okay. Yeah, okay. Sorry, continue. Is that all she sees, or?
Yeah, basically that half vision when they're running off gets cut off by Yola basically running into the pleasant company and just basically yelling at her workers to hide, like she was terrified that they were going to get hurt, and that's about as far as the memory goes.
Pyra's gonna cast and code thoughts again and return the strand.
Oh my, that tickles.
Yeah, it's a little weird. That was interesting. Okay. Apparently we're looking for a woman.
A woman.
Yep.
Oh my, and she fought like that?
I know some women who can fight.
Oh my. Well, I hope that helped.
Oh, yeah, no, it definitely did.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so
Oh,
much.
it's always a pleasure in your pleasant company.
Sorry you had to witness a horrifying traumatic event. I hope you feel better soon.
Oh, I'll feel better when the company starts coming back. I'll lose business like this. I mean, they weren't happy when I opened my doors in the first place, but I mean, there are some people in this town that appreciate a good courtesan or two. And I happen to have quite a few, 10 in number, very good courtesans. They're lovely people.
I'm sure they are.
Now, is there anything else I can do for you? Are you in need of company, or a beverage, or a food of some sort?
I would like to know one more thing. Why is a brothel called a brothel?
You know, I never questioned that.
It sounds like it should be the name of the soup place where you buy broth.
Well, maybe it's short for Brazil, like, and she kind of like gestures to her chest and like moves her chest a bit. You know?
Maybe. I mean, aren't they just holders of the? I mean, she kind of gestures awkwardly.
Well, if they want to be. She gives you just a grin.
She just kind
I
of
was just face bombing.
Yeah.
Robin just kind of coughs.
No need to be shy here, dear. Well, unless there's anything else I can do for you, I'm going to check on my staff, honestly. Finish my
Take
cigarette.
care.
You too, it's been a pleasure.
And she just
Well.
tumbles out of the chair.
If you guys are leaving the room, most of you would probably hear her mutter, I never knew a goblin could be so polite.
No. And out the front door awkwardly.
As you guys are walking out, some of the courtesans, and there's a variety. It seems like they're mostly female, but there are different variations of race and color and ethnicity and things, and some of them look, only like 2 or 4 of them look to be any different than a more feminine figure, but they all kind of like wave at you and just say, come back soon. You know.
Pyra waves and gives a wink.
One of them blows you a kiss as you walk out.
Mare would like to stealth and bonus action dash out the door.
Robin walks back to Eira and says,
Ira is standing exactly the place where she was before.
she just says, people in brothels are like weirdly nice. They are weirdly very nice.
It's because they want your money.
Don't like how they smell.
You don't like how anyone smells.
Is that like a reoccurring thing? Or
Is what a recurring thing?
the smell thing? It's been mentioned several times. I don't know.
People have smell.
Yeah, okay, I guess you're right.
Some smells are better than others.
Also fair.
I feel like the only smell that you like is the absence of smell, Ira. You like the smell of void. If you could distill the absence of smell into a bottle, I would get that for you and I'd give it to you as a gift so that you could just have it over your face all the time. Because I'm pretty sure that your favorite smell is zero smell.
Not entirely true. Like I said,
And like,
for some things to smell better than others, I need to think that some smells are good. You points at in Mir's general direction. Smell better than you. Smells but points to Pyra.
I will take that as a compliment.
Poor Pyra.
you're
You're just
so
a sweaty
charming.
smoke person. Alright, what would you guys like to do now? You're standing outside of the Pleasant Company. You just talked to Madame Yola.
Oh, we gotta catch Ira up to speed on the tiger.
Tiger.
Ira, there's a tiger involved.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Do I know what a tiger
maybe,
is?
A tiger person?
Do I know what a tiger is?
Oh, you could probably. What region are? Hold on. Yes, you would know what a tiger is. I mean, they're more of a tropical species. They'd probably be more near like the menagerie coast, the menagerie, menage.
Menage coast.
Yeah, the menage coast. No, mirage. God damn it, mirage. Jeez,
Menage.
Menage.
The
No.
Nicki Minaj coast.
Yes, that one exactly. No, they're
toast.
more in that region, more the tropical areas of Wildemount and surrounding areas.
Don't know what the extent of my education is. I don't think it's that extensive.
No. You would at least know that they're like a weird orange cat.
Okay. Tiger.
And Ira, the killer, is a woman.
Okay.
Somebody else had a girls' night out that ended early, apparently.
Yeah. We have. The girls' court has to put an end to that girls' night out.
You know, I think that's quite funny. I like that.
It's not very uplifting, but sometimes you have to be not uplifting. You have to be down-putting.
So the woman is a tiger.
No, there's 3 figures, one of whom got murdered, one was a tiger, and one was in dark, spooky cloaks, and Mare flips her hood up.
So there are
Yeah.
I want a tiger.
Which way did they run?
Which way did they run?
I will show you in just a moment.
Oh.
Ooh.
It went basically this way, if you can see my cursor on the map.
Mhm.
And then you saw them turn this way, but that was about as much as you saw.
So they went deeper into the city. Or town.
And the tiger person had went this way, and then this way, and then disappeared.
So, they didn't flee in the same direction?
No, they went in opposite directions. They weren't. It looked like they had, because they had been spotted by Yola, they didn't want to stick around. Neither of them. And it had only been when this dark figure, the blood hunter, you assume, had injured the creature that the creature actually decided to back off, since they had been winning in their fight against this person.
I'm assuming they retold the memory thing to me.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 options to chase. Dark cloak or tiger. Thoughts?
Yeah, there's not much to chase though, right? I mean, we don't know where they went. We don't know how to find them.
I want to wrangle the tiger, Flo, if we have to choose.
I mean, it's always just walking places sometimes works. I feel like this might not be the case, but
we could stay outside and see if at night.
We could see if there are any tiger prints in the ground. Ira could find it out. Ira knows things about stuff. You know stuff about mostly plant stuff. Plant? Animal.
I will crouch. Try and see if I can find any footprints.
We're not near there right now. Yeah, I don't think, right? Because that happened over the Sunset Hall, and we are.
No, that was the Sunset Hall. Is the district name?
Yep, that's the district name. The areas are different names.
Yeah,
the only thing that are named different is the places.
I mean, it happened near there, though. I mean, whereas we're at the green near the Green Hall district.
No, where in the Sunset?
Yeah, you traveled from the hall here to the Sunset Hall here.
Wait, I thought we went to the brothel though.
Yeah, that's where the brothel is right here.
Oh, okay. I thought the brothel was. Oh, okay.
Nope,
For some
this
reason I thought it
this
was,
right here is the inn across from the Sleepy
yeah, I
Broad.
know the inn. Yeah,
Yep. You'd went to the hall to talk to the watchmaster, and then you went to the
yeah, I know
Sunset
the
Hall too.
hall. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find any footprints, or paw prints or prints.
Sure. Go ahead and roll.
Which this is a very interesting sight we'll see because it's
How
consists of
high
Eira.
are all your guys' perceptions? Passive.
Passive
23.
perception?
Oh, Jesus.
Abysmal.
16.
My passive perception is 18.
Okay.
No, wait. Is it? It's 13.
Okay, well,
Mine's 23.
nice. What did you get on your roll, or did you not?
What was the? Did you say perception or investigation?
I would probably have you roll perception just to see if you can find the prints. I think investigation would be if you want to follow them.
19.
19. All right. I'd say you can find. It's not like it hadn't been worn down before, but you do notice in the dirt, despite the nasty gore smeared floor, and dirt and stuff in front of the Pleasant Company, you do see down that trail that they had disappeared down this way, that there's a smattering of blood. Just small little dots here and there, but you do see a couple of them.
Also, for like a visual for the others, Ira going and looking for this stuff consists of her dropping to the ground and feeling around.
I love it. And as you're kind of dropped down and feeling around, almost all of you, I think all of you actually, you notice somebody standing around nearby watching you do this.
What
Like,
do they look like?
I mean, for you, Pyra, they're almost instantly recognizable. They are the dark person in a cloak. You can see ears peeking out, but you can't make out facial features currently.
Guys, we have company.
Ira kind of just freezes.
They kind of jump when you seem to do that and like back away for a moment and then back forward again, like they're rocking on their feet, and then just kind of step forward a little bashfully, I suppose.
I will stand.
Hello.
She kind of stops and pulls back the hood after she's kind of given a small wave, like a hand raise and just like one wave. And she pulls back the hood, and let's see if I can find. I'm gonna edit this real quick. That's fine. I'm gonna make this visible.
Whoa, hello.
Okay.
This is the features that you see of this person. Did it show up for you? Just wanted to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she steps out and says, "Oh dear, this is a mess. Hi."
Howdy.
Hello, you're the blood hunter.
She flinches a little bit. "Please listen to what I have to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
Look, I know what the Watchmaster is talking about now. I've heard him muttering it before. I didn't kill that person. I actually tried to help her. So please don't hunt me. Also, I'm trying to find a Rakshasa. And I think
what?
a Rakshasa, it's a type of demon. And I know who it is. And you're not gonna like me for talking about it."
Quick
Do
thing.
we want to have this conversation in the middle of the street?
Damn, quick thing. Did it look like she was trying to help her in the memory, or?
From what you could tell, she had been, yes. I mean, the shout seemed pretty angry, like she had almost been waiting. And it kind of slipped through her guard, like she had been trying to find them around the city. Seemed a bit flustered.
Gonna do can insight.
Yes, go ahead. I'm gonna see
That
what
word
she
came
can...
out of my mouth.
Yep, go for it. Let's see how
Oh,
good she...
wow, that just fell completely out of the box.
Oh
Try that again.
no!
Okay. 23.
23. Let's see what she got. I mean, she's not very persuasive in her way of talking. She's pretty nervous, you can tell. Like, she doesn't trust that you're not gonna attack her. But she seems to be genuine. I mean, she just seems a bit nervous. And a little bit frantic.
What's a Rakshasa?
It's a demon. I mean,
Kind of demon.
they can shapeshift.
Also, I think it's a devil, right?
I have not checked. I'm pretty sure, though, yes.
It's a little bastard. That's what it is.
Yes, that. It is a fiend. That is a general. There you go.
How did you know it was going to be where it was?
I've been tracking it for a few days. I mean, I'd only heard word of it maybe a month ago, when these murders started happening.
How did you find it?
I mean, I know where to track. Demons and devils and the like are pretty easy to track when you find them, but shapeshifters are hard. I noticed them change form and slaughter somebody a couple of weeks back.
Robin kind of looks to Eira and sort of nudges her as if to get an opinion from her.
You said you know who it is.
She just wants to see if Pyra will indicate if she thinks that she's telling the truth or not.
Eira will give a slight nod.
She looks back at the blood hunter. Well, do you know where it is now? Because we could work together to get it.
You said we wouldn't like hearing you talk about it. So, do you want to find somewhere private to do this, or we have rooms back at the Sleepy Broad?
She seems to relax a little bit and nods quietly. Yes, I was there this morning. That would be good. She's a kindly woman. Yeah.
Do you have a name we can call you?
Oh, I apologize. My name is Iris.
Hi, Iris. I'm Robin Nightingale, Fancorvius Grimtorius.
Robin Nightingale. How sweet.
Thank you.
Right.
And there.
She kind of puts the hood back up and still seems a little bit flighty. Okay. Well, we must be going to that inn, huh?
Eira starts walking.
Let's take the long way round. Avoid the hall.
Eira
little stroll.
Walking back, tracing back her steps, and then just sort of just freezes, just stops in place when you suggest a different path, and just waits.
There is a smaller path that you can take that goes from this area here down and towards the lake hall. It will take a couple of minutes more than actually going through the sunset hall, but you can go this direction and then kind of around, or through the market through this way. Basically back roads.
Back roads are fine. Let's just avoid the authorities.
Sounds good. And as the day goes on, it's been getting darker. It's been through most of the day now. It's probably working on 7 o'clock or so, 6 probably. You guys have been at this for quite a bit. And as the sun goes down, it seems like she's getting a little bit more relaxed, but a little more keenly looking at places. Like she expects the Rakshasa to become coming out at any moment.
I also want to keep on high alert.
Sure. Your passive is pretty high, so I'll let you know if anything happens.
Cool.
So you guys make it back to the inn. There seems to be a lot more people in there now than it was this morning. There's probably 3 or 4 people at the bar, another 2 or 3 just sitting around talking at one table, and there's probably a group of 5 sitting down and eating and laughing with drinks.
I think Eira starts immediately, goes towards the stairs to go up to the room that she gets overpaid for.
Sure.
She's
Iris kind of, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, she's just kind of expecting everyone to follow.
Yeah, Iris kind of just like looks around a little bit concerned, but just kind of hovers and waits for you guys to lead her up.
Robin, following Ira, just sort of, she's shaking her head and muttering 5 gold pieces.
Iris seems a little confused.
Gold. Ira, you gave us 5 gold. Just muttering about it. A little salty.
So, congregate in the room.
Yes, that sounds good. Yeah, and once you are all kind of within the walls, she kind of just takes up a corner near the door because she doesn't quite trust you guys yet. And puts down her hood again, and nods.
I'm gonna she's gonna just hold up a finger, and I'm just listening to see if there's anybody in the rooms next to us.
Sure. Roll a perception check.
24.
24? I mean,
I just said yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is an inn. There's a couple of people that actually stay here. It sounds like to your left, excuse me, there's nobody in that room. It seems pretty quiet, and if they are there, they're sleeping. And to your right, you hear kind of like giggles and like laughter a little bit, and kind of a deeper man's voice, and kind of the sound of clinking glasses, you know? A private night in.
She doesn't really react, but she kind of just sort of kind of motions for everyone to kind of go towards to congregate closer to the left hall without with the emptier room.
Sure.
These walls aren't very thick.
Oh, they don't seem to be. It's
Not
better
very
than none.
thick.
What was that?
She said, she muttered, "You're not very thick."
So she kind of taps her fingers together a little anxiously and just says, "Alright, well, I better get it over with. Trouble is, the Rakshasa is, the Watchmaster."
Oh, that's
What?
lovely.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, he's been here for a little while as far as I know, but I don't know why he's killing people.
Do
I mean,
you think he knows? Should we tell him?
Oh, he knows. He's aware of his faculties. He's a shapeshifter.
I would like to insight check that statement.
Sure,
Also,
go for it.
just also would like to.
Yeah.
That
14?
I got that one.
Oh, oof.
Oof, buddy.
Well, with a
Yeah.
14, it seems. I mean, once again, she still seems pretty nervous to be talking about this at all. But she does seem to be genuine. She just seems to be kind of regretful almost.
Why? Why would he? Are you sure it's not his twin?
No.
Does
No,
he?
he doesn't.
Does he have a brother?
No, he's from a different From what I know and I've heard, he's not actually. How do you explain this? The Watchmaster isn't the Watchmaster. I mean, the real Watchmaster has been here for ages, but I assume this Watchmaster, the Rakshasa one, probably came a month ago. That's when the murder started.
Holy shit!
Huh. And I think a few of those murders were the bodies were too desecrated to identify, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
So the guard master could have been any one of those.
Oh my god!
So
Iris
the
just
original
nods.
one was presumably
that would-
murdered.
Probably, yeah.
That's why the Watchmaster said that it was probably the Blood Hunter, cause you're onto him.
Also, probably why he tripled the price if he killed you.
She jumps a little bit. Oh dear gods. Cool. A
We're not
bounty
gonna.
now.
We're not
My
gonna.
mother's going to kill me.
Chill.
Uh,
I'm not gonna. We're not gonna slaughter you. It's chill. We're gonna. What are we gonna do?
Well, I mean, if you want, I can try and actually verify to see if what she's saying is true. You know, the whole thing I did back at the brothel.
We could
Or
go to.
we could go to the Starosta. It would be unwise to go to the guard master. We could go to the Starosta and let them know what we know.
The Starosta is near the guardmaster, isn't she?
Yeah.
There's windows.
they work in the same building. Usually, as far as you guys know, a watchmaster usually works at a guard station, controlling the local Crown's Guard, and reports directly to the lawmaster, which is below the Starosta.
Okay.
The
And do you know
Starosta
where
is
one of them
basically
lives?
the elected official of the area, so like a mayor.
So we killed the Watchmaster.
There's that option.
We might want to verify first if
We could.
one way or another.
Yeah. Well, why don't we go talk to the Watchmaster? We could say that we have a lead on the Blood Hunter. We'll be lying. She hurries to add so that she doesn't freak out Iris. We'll be lying our asses off, but we could see him in person and verify if he's the killer and maybe what he's done with the real Watchmaster. Probably murdered him. He's probably like super dead. But we could find out stuff and then do a murder about it.
Pyra, I like the idea of you doing that. She kind of like waves her hand spell thing. But I am also game for going and lying our asses off.
I am a very good liar.
I am too. It's fun.
It is an art.
Iris kind of like lifts her hand a little bit and says, "What magic were you talking about?"
Yeah. I sort of can see people's memories and if I were a bastard enough, I could replace memories.
You watch Iris flinch, and she takes a couple steps back and says, no. Nope. No.
Yeah, no. Okay, no, fair.
Fair.
But I was
I mean,
more
I
thinking
wouldn't.
we could also probably. It's a lot riskier considering, somatic components. But I could go in there with a spell prepped. We could ask the guard master a question, and well, I could.
I mean, does the Watchmaster live with anyone that would have noticed it here that we could snoop and poke around? Or we could just poke around their residence to begin with? Also, why the murders?
The Watchmaster doesn't really, he's got kind of like a small residence in the hall. Not in the hall, sorry. Kind of like a small house in the center of town. Similar to,
Okay.
yeah. You'd have to ask where it is, but you would be able to probably find it pretty easy.
I think
No.
it's equally important to figure out why this is, happening. My Rakshasa would be wandering around Felderwin. But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, that's what
It's
I
more
came here to
important to stop it
investigate.
before it continues.
But I can't really investigate if he's still killing people. And it's not necessarily that important to figure out why, as in to stop it entirely. And
Yeah,
usually that involves killing it.
Yeah.
I'm Team Iris.
Yeah, we
Thank
could
you,
go
small
kill it
friend.
right off the bat, but if we go around killing the guard master without any proof, then we're gonna look mighty suspicious.
Then we gotta.
Do you know when these attacks happened, were they always during a clear night?
No. I mean, they happen pretty much whenever. It doesn't really matter, aside from time of day. I mean, the Watchmaster has duties. She puts quotes on it, that sentence, and just shrugs. So I suppose the only time he's able to hunt is at night. And I don't know if he'll do it recently. He's already done it once.
What if we kill him at night?
And make it look like
he just got killed by his own, by a beast or whatever. The murder stopped. Everyone just thinks he was the last victim.
Iris
win-win, except for the people who die.
you. That is the smartest idea I've ever heard. You are brilliant. I would never have thought of that. Wow.
Robin just looks so smug about it. He looks delighted.
Wow,
okay. I think I could get on board with that.
But first we gotta verify, just to be super sure that we're not just killing a guy. We gotta find out somehow.
Let's go to his house.
Yeah, let's go to his house.
Do you want to do this right now? Or do you want to
I think that would be a
things
good
out?
place to leave it off, honestly.
Oh, for like.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's almost 9 o'clock. So we've been playing for a bit.
And we want mugs.
Yes, we don't want to leave mugs hanging. I do have it recorded, so PK will be able to listen. So. But it's been great, you guys.
Woo, we did the thing.
First is this okay for you to stop, or do you wanna?
No, that's good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Cool. I will stop recording then. Thank you guys.